Ah!
Oh, where are we?
Oh, God.
What happened?
I spent, I don't know, 2 hours getting us back to the area where we crashed. And I saved, and I evolved everything, and I re-caught that cell kid, and I did so much for that. So now we're back into the crash zone. Yay!
So it turns out this is the crash zone.
Yeah. Welcome back to Pokemon Uranium, by the way.
I'm Megan.
Why do we do that? I'm Josh. Why do we do this? This is like the second time we've done this recently. No, not every episode. That's weird.
Okay, I don't know. I've seen people do it multiple times an episode in other things, but that's a little bit.
I'm just saying. But yeah, this is, I found out later on, an area that has in the past had some issues with crashing. So I wouldn't call it the crash area, but you're not wrong if you do. It is a little bit crash heavy. You can totally fight that guy, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You can fight every person in here if you want to.
I thought you said that was one of the things that used to trip crashes.
In early ones, yeah, but I've toyed around with it since then. And I saved before I did it, obviously, but I walked into that guy's vision at some point, and it's fine.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to crash.
So should I go back?
Yeah, if you want to go back and fight a guy.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to fight him if you don't want to. It's just an angler.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll be... anglers are usually fairly easy because we got an electric guy.
Yeah.
But, okay, so Nupin has the thing.
Nupin has the thing.
Oh, did you do that on purpose?
I may have done that on purpose.
Oh, Noop, what a good surprise.
Yep. So one of the things that I spent a little bit of time doing was maybe leveling up Noop just a little bit.
That's awesome. Yeah, he didn't tell me this.
It's a surprise!
Oh, shit.
It's
That's
like a
cool.
Slime dog.
I like it.
Gallon.
Jellin.
Oh, that is an E. I thought that was an A. God. So,
Jellin like a felon? Another Dr. Scholl's commercials?
I guess.
I'm gonna take the experience share off.
Oh yeah, go for it if you really want to. You put it on anyone you want to at this point.
Let's put it on Co-Cancer because they're like the lowest we got right now.
Okay. They're also like a typing that we don't usually have anything for. They're ground and grass, and it's like, hey, that's a type we needed. Where are you? No. It's in items.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So before the crash the last time, like when we were just walking around, and I'm almost hoping it crashes at this point. Okay, good, it didn't. Before the crash the last time, I had mentioned, go ahead and hit your button, that early N had stuff in his concept phase that Masuda talked about in an interview. So there was an interview where people were asking Masuda about basically just stuff that happened to be cut from Pokemon games and things like that. And one of the things that he answered was that N at one point had some information that was cut, like that they wanted to have into the game. I don't remember why this was important. Like, we had a completely separate conversation on this.
Maybe when we're comparing someone to N. I remember...
It may have been Theo? I
remember that N is creepy, so if I thought someone was creepy, I might have compared him to N.
Well, first of all, N is short for a real name. I think it's numeral or something like that.
Weird.
Right? And he and Geetsis both have last names as well.
Is that how you pronounce that?
Geetsis?
I thought it was Getsis.
It might be Getsis.
I don't know.
I don't remember. It's a musical the word. I can't remember what it's actually supposed to be though.
Okay, we're poisoned.
I know that in Japanese they pronounce it Gatesis.
Okay, so then let's just go with that.
Yeah, probably.
Gatesis?
Yeah. People, Gatesis, because you can hear it when you listen to the OST for Black and White. If you listen to the unique music...
Co-Cancer wants to dig. That sounds like a good idea.
What does he actually have on him? I get rid of withdraw.
Yeah, we're not going to use that.
When you listen to the OST and you listen to the song for Genesect, the chanting in the background that everybody for like the longest time thought was Dennis, dun dun dun, Dennis, is actually them going Gatesis. Like it's them trying to chant the name of the leader of Team Plasma. But no, he's Dennis. Who cares? Like,
sure.
When he was asked about stuff that he had cut out, he mentioned N though, and specifically mentioned that in a working concept for the game that he personally still feels is true
that's
because
pretty good.
Yeah, well, because there was never enough really Co-Cancer is fully evolved.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also like 7 levels below this thing, which is
that
also
true.
fully evolved.
Well, I'm just saying, like, its stats are probably way better than Corsa Reef's. But,
also ground type versus rock type. Is what
and all it's doing is mirror code.
Yeah.
When he was asked about stuff, that they had cut out, though, he personally considered certain things to still be canon because it was never confirmed not canon.
I guess that's who would decide, really.
Yeah, I guess would be like a really nice way to put it. But one of the things that they had originally planned and never got to with N was who N's parents were. Because N's parentage should not be difficult. If you've played through Black and White, you kind of figure out, spoilers, N's dad is Gates's. Or Dennis, or whatever.
Yeah, are we sure it wasn't just that he found him somewhere? I mean, they look alike.
So, the thing is that they do look very similar. The original concept work for N was that N... Were you trying to talk to the guy?
Kind of. I was trying to jump in front of him.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Uh-oh. I hope you didn't just break the game.
If so, we haven't gone very far, so whatever.
I guess. Missing no. But yeah, so fucking N's entire thing where it's like, yeah, his dad is Gatesus, and Gatesus pushes him into becoming the king because he's considered pure in some way, and the idea is that N is somebody who Plasma can look up to and can worship less as a king and more as almost a deified figure or whatever. And then
you've got of weird Illuminati thing.
And then you've got 2 girls, specifically just 2 women who hang out in N's room. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he has like nursemaids. Yeah, they talk about how nothing is scarier than innocence or something.
So it's 2 nursemaids, and the idea that was apparently something that was indeed cut from the game, but could still technically be canon if they ever want to bring it back, was that all 3 of them are adopted children. Gatesus specifically adopted N, who he found in the woods, and who was raised by Pokemon. And 2 girls who were significantly older than N, but still children. And he put both girls in charge of N and said, raise him because I got other things to do.
Yeah, sure.
And just kind of walked off. And N's parentage, which was kind of brought up as just a hush-hush, like, let's talk about this quietly thing, that still might be canon, still might not be canon, is that if they ever wanted to touch down on it, they would point out that N was the child of Pokemon. Not that N was just raised by Pokemon, but that literally N may have been a child who somehow had parents that were actual Pokemon.
A Ditto fucked a human.
No. Like not even that. It's some weird, like, it's super confusing. Like, just the way that it's explained is like, we don't know. We never really explained it well enough. We just always called him the child of Pokemon. But the idea is that literally he was born of Pokemon somehow. So he's a human being who was born of Pokemon, and that's why he can talk to Pokemon. That's why N has perfect Pokemon
that he's
speech.
Just like a Zoroark?
Some of the theories, yeah, are that he's literally just a Zoroark. Because he, I guess in the I want to say in the second game, you fight him and it's like he has a Zoroark on his team or something like that. And then when you beat him, he walks into another room. And then if you walk into that room, there's just a Zoroark in that room or something like that. Like, and it kind of makes sense because that was the generation that you toss Zorua and Zoroark in there. And they had an entire movie where they were like a person.
Yeah, they're shapeshifters.
So
he
they're
could
the
just be stuck.
Pokemon.
He could just be stuck in a disguise because he was raised by a human.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't realize that he is. You kind of. Well,
okay, sure.
You can only break it for so far, I guess.
All right, that's fine.
I wonder if you actually had surfed around in that area, if we would have like crashed.
Well, I hope not.
Like if we had ran into a Pokemon or something in an area where Pokemon clearly are not supposed to be.
I'm gonna save just to be sure.
Yeah, that's fair. In the original game, doing something like that would have resulted in missing no, but in doing it in this, I assume.
Is there any instance wherein in the original game you can even talk to someone from the water from the thing like that?
Actually, missing no itself is you surfing in an area you're not supposed to be able to surf in.
Yeah, but for other reasons. It's not.
really,
It's
actually.
not like, oh, you tried to talk to someone from land while they're in the water.
No,
and fucked up.
it was just that they moved the water because when you have games like this, you've got a tile set, and the tile set has specific instances where it knows this is water, this is ground. And that one little right-hand side of Cinnabar is supposed to be like ground, like terra firma, and they coded as water. And then when they went in and they were like clicking down and they're like, okay, this region needs to have this kind of Pokemon in it at these kind of like percentages, they saw that, assumed it was ground, and didn't put any percentages on it whatsoever. So when you surf in there, the game thinks because you're surfing and all surfing instances should have encounters, it goes, okay, there's encounters here. But then it looks for the encounters that it needs, and it goes, there's no fucking encounters here. And it's a ground tile, so it has no idea what to put there, so it just kind of randomizes your encounters.
I'm gonna see how well Jellin does.
Okay.
I'm honestly feeling like we probably, when we do nicknaming, we'll just call Jellin Noop. We might.
Maybe. I don't know.
What do we got? Sunny Day? Sure. Synthesis is not
Giga Drain
right
is pretty good for this. Shockwave is not going to do damage. Oh, yeah, well, what am I thinking?
I don't remember what you're thinking of, but I know that you're thinking
paralyzes?
of... is that Thunder Wave?
Oh, yeah. What were you saying? You know I'm thinking of...
Yeah, there's a move that does that.
Okay, it was Thunderwave. You got it.
Alright.
Cool.
So, what were you saying? The missing no glitch. It's not what I was talking about. Yeah. Like, do the regular games give you the opportunity to make that specific fuck up?
I think you can actually talk to people in the water from the land, though.
And it doesn't trigger surf. So it's just a quirk of this game.
Yeah, I think it's just a quirk of this. I think it's maybe because the guy was moving and you just happened to grab him when he was not quite in the space directly ahead of you, which is something that I don't think Pokemon would make the mistake of doing.
I think after this I'm gonna move Anglebutt to the back and let Newt
probably a good idea. He's doing some pretty good damage, but like he's like the highest level guy in our team.
I'm running out of peeps on Thunder.
Yeah, I figured as much. I mean, we're heading to a town presumably, but it's still like maybe we might want to have those just for some.
That's not what I want. What did I pick back?
You might want a super potion, and maybe.
What did I
You
switch?
clicked surf.
I was trying to click switch.
Okay.
I forgot he was surfing.
I guess. All right. Hey, there's a house. You might actually be able to save there.
Huh?
Not save, but heal.
Yeah. Oh, what are we getting?
Hey! Nice. I have heard that this is a new thing that was added into this game within the last few patches.
Oh, what? Weird.
Yeah, apparently, at least as I understand.
There's pirates. You just said there's pirate rumors.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna fish. Just once.
Okay. So, because it's the Super Rod, I guess you're going to catch things that are like level 40 to 50?
I don't know. We'll see.
It's usually how that works, right?
I don't know. I think there's a wider range. Hi, Corsola.
It's 38.
Yeah, and we've already got this.
Yes, we do. We already caught up with them. It's not nearly as high a level, but they're a friendship evolution in this game, so it's like, It's probably better to have it at a lower level if it's a friendship evolution, because leveling up actually gains you friendship.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, also we don't have access to the masseuse right now, so it's probably not a good idea to do friendship evolutions. Yeah. Unless we just accidentally
honestly, if we do a friendship evolution, we probably want to. Yeah, we probably want to start with an egg.
I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. My wife is kind and she bakes cookies.
Oh. Did you get this under the truck?
Is he gonna give us a Rage candy bar next?
I hope so. Those are delicious. They're all the rage. Yeah, they're really popular. Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, if you give them to orangutans, they go all Zen mode on you.
No, they go out of Zen mode.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
What do they call the regular mode?
I think it's just regular mode.
Okay.
I think it's normal and then Zen, and I think those are just the two kinds.
Has there ever been any even remotely canon decision on what's in a Rage candy bar? Like, have they ever made real-world ones so that we could say officially what's in them?
I don't know. I'm sure some of the descriptions have things. I would assume that there would probably be, like, chili powder in it or something like that.
So that it puts you into a rage?
Well, so that it's, like, spicy in some way.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
But that's also a thing people do with chocolate, so it would make sense.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said it.
Yeah. I know, I was agreeing.
Oh, all right, well.
That doesn't happen often.
You get the TM for Thunderbolt. Save.
Oh.
Save. Just in case, because I mean, we're pushing. I'm just scared of this area. Like, I'm sorry to people who are getting tired of, like, seeing us save here, but, like,
this is only the second time we've done it.
I know, I'm worried it'll crash. He comes from a big family of fishermen.
Is that, like, the Magikarp salesman?
I don't know. I'm going to move the mic ever so slightly. I'm just noticing that it's kind of turned weird.
Alright.
It's fine. I just was warning everybody so that they don't wonder what the hell that noise was.
The animations, when you put two of them next to each other like this, are a little tacky looking. But that would have been true in the canon games. That's not this thing's fault.
Yeah. I think this is not the first time that we've seen these animations as well, and it's like some of them don't play so well in this game.
Yeah.
Like the Espeon where its tail was like disappearing.
I mean, to be fair, that was kind of true in 5th gen. Like, a lot of the 5th gen animations, like the sprites just kind of looked like cut up 4th gen sprites.
You beat the crap out of that Floatzel.
That's because I'm gelling like a felon.
I guess.
But anyways, like a lot of them, I think, were either 4th gen sprites or really similar poses that were just kind of cut up into what is this? How many frames of animation is this?
Not a lot.
Like 10 tops, probably less.
Well, actually, if you want to be really technical about it, it's I want to say it's let's see, 1, 2, 3. I want to say it's actually just 3 and like frames, but it's 3 different poses, but they've broken it up into like a certain number of frames. And I'm gonna say it's maybe about 10. But you can see, like, for a lot of these, even though he's bouncing up and down, the pose is exactly the same.
So it's cheating.
With the exception of the one where he turns at the very end, right there, where he's got his mouth open and then he turns to the side slightly. Mm-hmm. There is like a pivot, like a 45-degree pivot there. And that one would be a technically different pose, but it would just be a lot of trouble to actually.
And that's just how 5th gen was. Like, so 5th gen was also the one where they decided that the main storyline, you would not encounter any old Pokemon. It was like an entirely new replacement Pokedex.
That was intentional.
It was a huge addition to the game, and they wanted them all animated, and they did a bunch of like weird online connectivity I never understood, because it was like you give people passive buffs by teleporting into their dimension or something. I don't know.
They kind of fixed that for 6th gen, because there is still the passive buff thing, but you don't have to teleport into someone's dimension. You just click their name on your friends list and then click a buff.
Oh,
and you give it to them for a certain period of time, and you only have so many buffs you can give in an hour. And it's like, okay, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
well, anyways,
that sort of works.
5th gen seemed way too ambitious and also a little rushed. And one of the things that was, disposable seemed to have been the animation. Like, they did them, but some of them were kind of bad.
I don't know, like, a lot of them were good, but you're right, like, some of the older Pokemon weren't the best.
Yeah, like, they thought, oh, well, you're not even going to encounter this until, like, post-game, so why should we bother animating it?
But they never had issues where the sprites would turn so much that, like, certain parts of the sprite would disappear. Like, that wasn't a thing, at the very least.
Maybe.
I think that some of these sprites might be the animations that maybe they stripped them out of, like, 4th gen or something like that, where the Pokemon weren't constantly moving.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, I could be wrong, though. Like, I could be super wrong.
Okay, so a lot of the 4th gen animations were, like, it would... your Pokemon would twitch and then make its noise and wiggle a little. Mm-hmm. And if that was what was going on, we'd know, because they would just be constantly wiggling. And I don't think that's what's going on.
Yeah.